Okay, this is me speaking on MGTOW. Me personally, MGTOW means just dodging women, dodge them. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can't dodge them all the time because you have family members that you have to see every now and again. So if you're single and you haven't, I'm not gonna say fucked up your life because I don't believe anyone fucks up their life, but if you don't have any kids, if you don't have to deal with divorce, not even saying with divorce, because even with divorce, you still have the opportunity to pretty much fix yourself. You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to fix everything else. Fix yourselves. As men, we should be far more concentrated on fixing ourselves than entertaining the more, I don't know, less complex pursuits. I mean, seriously, it's like everybody has projects that they should be doing as men. I'm not just talking about fixing something at your house or trying to catch up a bill or whatnot. Those things are a part of it, but at the same time, being a better man means being a better man. What I mean by being a better man is that you steer clear of situations that you know that are going to get you caught up in one form or another. You are more mindful of the decisions that you make. You are far more responsible for your own actions because you have it now. The moment you make a slip up, the moment you make a screw up in one form or another, the law is going to be there to make sure that they penalize you. You know what I'm saying? In some form or another, they going to pretty much get you. You know what I'm saying? So that's one reason I say, man, as a guy during MGTOW, just stay clear of the women because you might not think it. Guys are pressured into sex, just like women are pressured into sex. But you have to be mindful of that fact because, okay, your family will sit there and chime in on it. It's a very difficult choice to make being a MGTOW. That's another point I wanted to say because you have people around you and you see the successes, but you don't see the annoyances. You don't see the you don't see the other stuff. If you scratch below the surface of that happy couple, you know there's trouble there. They might not speak about it in public, but there's trouble there. And then you see the random ratchetness in the streets, the women, the the club scene. If you're a part of that lifestyle, that's fine. But ask yourself the question of why do it? Why choose to be a part of something like this? It's more self destructive to you and it could eventually get you incarcerated later on. So, what's the point of dealing with it? I know that sounds silly, but it's true. And then also be mindful of the fact that the moment you ignore a woman that makes some form of advances towards you, you're going to feel some backlash. She's going to either get mad, she's going to either say things, or she'll do things. And I mean, seriously, they'll make your life hell the moment you reject a woman. If you reject a woman, you don't get mad about it, you just walk away feeling defeated. I'm not saying that you'll ever make the playing field fair. But what I'm saying is, as guys, we really need to wake up and be like, you know what? I'm really not going to spend my time chasing them down or going out of my way to meet them. Because a majority of the time, in the grand scheme of things, it's not worth the effort. It takes too much time. And if you really think about it, in all honesty, it's not as desirable as most people would really expect it to be. Once you've had sex, the magic is lost. Okay, I can honestly say that at the age of 34, the magic gets lost. I've had sex a decent amount of times in my life. And to be fair, most of the time, it was just because either they wanted to and I wanted to, and I was lucky enough or blessed enough by the grace of God. I don't have to worry about having kids. I don't see myself ever having kids. And it's not because that women aren't suitable. It's that, okay, think about it from another standpoint. Overpopulation is at an all-time high. You got more people on Earth than you had back in the 1900s. More people, you can get damn near anywhere in the world. You got way too many advances, way too many people. So, as men, we should really scale back the whole fucking process. And I mean, now here's a scary thought. I want to put this in your ear so you might understand. You might hear me just a little bit. if you really think about if guys actually just made that rational choice to not really go out of their way to be, outwardly pursuing women, what do you think would happen? What would be the outcome? Also, if you had it whereas in the number of men getting their lives together, buying their first homes, paying off their cars, getting their credit scores decent, finishing college, doing all the things that men should be doing naturally, what do you think would happen? I mean, because as men, you got to think about like, okay, I can only speak for my demographic. As a black guy, I see more women with college degrees and whatnot. Whereas in most guys that end up getting to college, most of them ain't going for a degree. Some of them get there for scholarships. Some, I'm not going to say all. Some go there, they end up getting a degree. They get more than an associate's. Some might get a bachelor's. Hell, some might even get a master's. But even the trapping of success comes with a few, it's plagued and the path is riddled with pitfalls and potholes. And reason I say that, because it is truly a formidable path because, okay, even with all the successes that you might obtain, even with all the successes that you might get, it's going to come with some issues. I mean, you can make roughly 100K a year, or you might make 30,000 a year, however much you make. Those successes are still going to attract. I'm not going to say stay clear of them, but all I'm going to say in most cases, it's far better for you to get your house, metaphorically speaking, in order and just be mindful because pretty much it all comes down to choice. It all comes down to decision. And we as men should make far smarter decisions than we're making. Don't get lured in by how beautiful she is or how what's the word I'm looking for here that makes sense? How accommodating she might be. Because eventually all that comes to an end in a relationship. She's not always going to be that type. She's not. And I mean, don't get me wrong, there's different mentalities for every woman that you might meet. And I'm not saying that every woman is like that, but eventually it comes down to that. Okay? It's just the way it goes. I mean, as men, we're visual creatures. But as women, they're more methodical. I'm not saying they're all scheming masterminds and whatnot. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, let's say women look at the resources that you have. And that's a fair thing to say. If you have a vehicle and a okay apartment and a really okay part of town, she's gonna look at you because you have things that she does not. Okay, because she might not have one or two of those things. Okay, I heard this in a movie and it's kind of true if you think about it. And a woman was saying this, and I forget the movie that it came out of, but it makes a lot of sense. Like, okay, the woman said if a guy doesn't have a job, a car, a apt, or a hosuse, I hope my spelling isn't too bad, then he can't get with me. He can't get with her or whatnot. And I thought about that, and it did make some sense. It did make a lot of sense because you have to sit and think about it. It basically comes down to resources. It comes down to resources. And a lot of guys don't want to admit that. No, a lot of women don't want to admit that. But guys know it's true. Think about it. The moment you get a nice place or get an okay place, get yourself a nice vehicle and all these things, it's not to say they're going to come out the woodworks. But eventually, you're going to attract that attention because you have a few slivers of success. Now, I'm not saying they're bad. I'm not saying they're horrible people. I will never say that. What I'm saying is get yourself together before trying to get together with anyone. And you'll notice it. Certain changes will happen. Okay? And not only that, let's go past the whole dating scene. Let's get to, okay, you having kids with this person. You got kids with this person. Let's say y'all don't stay loving each other forever and all this good stuff. Boom. That relationship is bound for failure.
And if you're married, it gets worse because now you have to take care of that kid. Now you have to sit there and pay child support. Oh, y'all had a mortgage together. Oh, so now I got to pay for two places. I can't stay there anymore. So I've been pretty much evicted from my house, but yet I still got to keep paying on my house. As a guy, I'm going to find that to be the most contradictory fucking thing ever. But most courts will sit there and say the same thing. Look, it's the law. It has to happen. And then you have to sit there and think about how the court system is set up. Do you realize that 70%, no, I'm gonna bump it up, 80% of the time, unless the woman is drop dead drunk, neglective as a parent, you are going to be stuck with paying for everything. They're gonna get the kids and everything. I don't care if it's a little boy. She's gonna get the kids, and you're gonna be left holding the bag. You got to pay court costs. Then you got to sit there and pay the mortgage if there is a mortgage. You got to sit there and make sure that you go pick him up if you do get weekend rights. And most times, most courts ain't giving out weekend visitation rights. Okay, that's just honest. This isn't the 80s. This is the 2010s, 2015. It's 2015. They ain't giving out those kinds of things like that unless the person is an out and out crazy woman. They will sit there and let her raise that kid. So, in part, in closing, I say this. If you haven't fallen for that trap and you're really thinking about, should I take the red pill? Take the red pill. Spit out the blue pill, okay? Really. Because you really got to think about it, man. Your choices, they pretty much shape your life. So, please, anybody in the sound of my little voice, change your life. If you ain't in a relationship, good. Stay that way. Fix your credit, get your money right, make some friends, like-minded people. So that way you don't have to worry about, oh, I'm alone. Damn it, man, I need some pussy. Stuff like that. No. If you find ways to keep yourself productive, you ain't got to worry about that. And then likewise, just be mindful of the women you meet. If you find a woman that's just in it for the sex, most cases that's not possible. So, hell, me personally, I am a big advocate for porn. If you're going to use porn, go for it. That way, it'll keep you away from it. You won't be so horny to the point being you damn near tear through a wall to get the pussy. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Hey, I know it sounds dirty, I know it sounds nasty, it sounds disgusting, but if it keeps your urges at bay and you're allowed to get through your day with less stress, doing stuff that you don't really want to do, MGTOW is for you. Okay? Peace.